Hello everyone, my name is Robert, I'm from eazyBI customer support, and patience is a virtue. And in general I think I have some of its traits, but there are always exceptions. The two exceptions I'm willing to share with you right now is one when I'm waiting for a new gadget, or when I'm waiting for software to complete its assignment. So when validating customer use cases in support, I like to have those custom fields in my report right now. Being the Jira admin of my local instance, I have free reign of what comes and what goes. But not many of our customers share that luxury. Please make yourselves comfortable. And here's a rough outline of this presentation. But to summarize, we'll have a look at the many ways you can import Jira custom fields into eazyBI. Jira custom fields come in many forms and shapes. One has a really wide variety to choose from. Lists, radio buttons, checklists, text, numbers. You can even reference users, versions, and issues themselves. And if you hunger for more, you have the whole Atlassian marketplace to choose from other custom fields. And eazyBI will gladly import most of them. We try to make things as easy as possible. And eazyBI guesses the way to import the custom fields based on the data structure and the data type of the field. Strings and select lists as dimensions, numeric fields as measures, and text as properties. But sometimes you have trouble finding the fields, and even in Jira. Why else would they put the button there? And the same can happen in eazyBI. The field is missing from the import options, or it can't be imported in the desired way. Hence, the eazyBI advanced settings, where you can define how you want a field to be imported. But not only that, the eazyBI advanced settings are also used for many administrative tasks. Thus, the need for Jira or eazyBI admin rights, and not all should have such access. And after updating the eazyBI advanced settings, you go back to the account import options, select the field for import, or if the field was already imported, you do a double import. One without the field selected, and another with the field selected. And the changes you have made in the advanced settings are there for all of your accounts with the Jira source application. And many customers have asked us for an easier and faster way to edit these settings. Not everyone has a direct line to the Jira admin, or they reside in a different country or time zone. And some of the changes, the required changes, take a lot of time to complete in large organizations. And that got us thinking, how can we make the life of our users easier? Give more power to the account owners, and hopefully free up some of the precious admin time. Introducing the improved custom field import options, where account owners and users with elevated account roles can edit the custom fields and import them in the particular eazyBI account with just a few clicks. And for those of you on cloud, you may have noticed a new column in the Jira import options custom fields tab. And when you hover over a custom field, you see this edit button. Let's click on it. A menu will appear. And in this menu, you can update the most frequently changed parameters. And that's all without accessing the advanced settings or disturbing your admin's coffee break. At the very top, you can see the custom field ID. Then there are the 3 columns: the name of the setting, its default value, and the value you have defined for the field to use instead. Further below, you can see the name of the field. You can also change it. You can change the data type, how it's imported, and depending on the chosen data type, you will have other settings to choose from. And then also you can see the advanced settings that are already defined in the advanced settings by your Jira admin. And further below, you can add your own settings. In this case, we negate the changes done by the Jira admin, and we don't want to import the changes of this field. And that's correct. These settings will override the ones that have been defined in the eazyBI advanced settings in this particular account. And you can also specify custom JavaScript code to change or clean up some values. I will touch on this a little bit later. Finally, save the configuration and select the field for import, or if it was already imported, to a double import. Let's have a look at some examples. Most of you are familiar with the numeric field story points. You may not use it, but maybe you have something similar to track your estimates or risks. And occasionally our customers want to know how many issues are with what number of story points in an active sprint. Committed, added, removed. You can, of course, count the number of issues with each specific story point value. But you can also tell eazyBI to import that numeric field as a dimension. We find the story points field in the import options, click on the edit button, find the dimension checkbox, and with this one checkbox, you have allowed eazyBI to import the field as a dimension. Save, and that's it. The checkbox is there. A double import, as the field was selected for import previously, and you can use the story points dimension in the report rows. Add the sprint dimension by status, hierarchy in the pages to view only active sprints, add the desired measures, and view it as a bar chart. Another example. The custom JavaScript code option I teased earlier can be used to alter or clean up field values. Notice will surely treat you with some nifty examples in his presentation after the coffee break. But right now, let's look at this select list field colors. It is imported as a dimension, and it has this value red, which I want to change. We go straight to the eazyBI import options, select the custom field import options, and go straight to the custom JavaScript code. Let's enable the infamous CSI zoom. And in the lines from 1 to 4, we look if the field has a value. If it's red, we change it to Bordeaux in line 5. And for any other value, we return the original value. And the return statement is used to assign the value to the field. That is a major difference from how JavaScript custom calculated fields were defined in the advanced settings. And it can be a tripping point. I'm speaking from my own experience, by the way. And after a double data import, of course, the field value in eazyBI has changed from red to Bordeaux, and that's only in eazyBI. In Jira, they are none of the wiser. So, nice. You can use JavaScript code to alter field values, but what about proper JavaScript calculated custom fields. New fields based on JavaScript calculations. Again, we were thinking the use cases, customer requests, and the logical continuation of the custom field feature. And it all came together, and it brought us new calculated fields. With them, you can define JavaScript calculated custom fields specific for that eazyBI account. And just with the custom field import options, it can be done by account owners, user admins, and data admins in the particular eazyBI account. And fewer internal support tickets, faster implementation, and also faster feedback loop. First, let's get the other fields out of the view. And at the very bottom of the Jira Import Options Custom Fields tab, you can see the new link. And it's a pretty familiar menu again. But in this case, there are only two columns, the setting and the value. You decide what the value is. The first one is internal name that could stand for the custom field ID. A short, descriptive name, lowercase, without underscores, etc. Then there's the display name, how you want to name this field. The data type, again, which data type you choose. Other options may become available. You can define additional advanced settings, the obligatory JavaScript custom code, again with return statement. You can test the values with a particular issue key to see what values will be returned. And never forget to save the configuration. Example time. eazyBI imports components just as Jira intended under the project dimension components level. But a lot of times the components are the same across all your projects. And our customers want to analyze them across these projects, not to go into the individual projects and maybe see components doubled. Hence, the JavaScript calculated custom field to import components as a separate dimension. We choose a really short descriptive name, internal name, then the display name, and we use the data type string. And select it for import as a dimension. And because issues can have many components selected in them, we use the multiple values option. And a really short JavaScript code with the return statement. And you can test what value will it return for a particular issue. I advise you to always use this option to verify your JavaScript code for options where it should return result and where it shouldn't. If you encounter errors here, you won't encounter errors in your data import. You can fix them. And right below you can see the full issue JSON, which is available for eazyBI. You can close it, save it, and import. And you may notice the edit button again at the very far corner. You can go back to the configuration, see what's there, even edit some aspects of it. And once you have the field imported, you don't need to use the project dimension with its nested components. You can see the components all in the one dimension. So maybe another question arises. Should you use the new functionality or stick with the eazyBI advanced settings? The thing is, the new functionality is not here to replace eazyBI advanced settings. They don't go anywhere. We still use them for administrative tasks, to define issue links, additional issue hierarchies, and to specify custom fields which we're gonna use in all accounts. So really the answer is, it depends on your specific use case, on your situation. But I'm not leaving you out here dry, hanging, I have maybe some examples in which you could try to use the new functionality. For example, one example could be, it's a field which you require in few accounts only. Go for it. If one account, if one custom field or JavaScript calculated custom field is required differently in several accounts, you can still use the new functionality to use it one way in one account and another way in the other accounts. And for testing, you want to test a new functionality, new field, how it will affect your reporting, will it improve it? You can test it in a separate account with the new calculated field or custom field import options. So, if you have such a field, and you thinking maybe I should make a move that field from the eazyBI advanced settings to the new functionality. Let's have a look at custom field import options. On one side, you have the eazyBI advanced settings definition for a custom field, which I import as multi-value and as a comma separated value dimension. And on the other side, you have the same field, but with the custom field import options. And we can go step by step. At the very top, you see the custom field ID. Then you have the data type, which is already default in the import options in this case. Then you enable it for import as a dimension and as multi-values and split by. These are all checkboxes or little text fields. And the only one that's you have to define, you could say the old way, is the comma separated value dimension. Next, we can have a look at a more complex example with the JavaScript calculated custom field. It has, you could say, three major components: the top, the middle JavaScript, and the bottom that defines the interval for the age since updated interval. We have the ID and the name. Then we have how we define the data type. It's an integer, and it will be a dimension. The JavaScript and the interval settings. And here we have a new calculated field. Just as previously, short descriptive ID, the name of the dimension, the field, and the data type. We want it as a dimension. Then we specify the interval settings in the additional advanced settings for the field and the JavaScript code. Again, it uses, actually it's the same JavaScript, but the only difference is instead of assigning the value to the, you could say, field ID, you use the return statement to get the value. And that's actually a general thumb of rule when you want to move. You just copy the JavaScript code, replace the assignment with the return function. And I'm working on a documentation page to make this, you could say, display both examples, how you could create JavaScript calculated custom fields one way or the other, so it's easier to use both. And that's all I wanted to show you today. And I'm going to leave you with a quote from a city planner. They should know a thing or two about changes and implementing them. So I encourage you to try the new functionality the next time you require changes in how your custom fields are imported, or when defining new calculated fields in eazyBI. See if that makes the process faster, easier, and more accessible. Also, evaluate. Maybe the changes benefit all your eazyBI accounts, and the advanced settings are the place to be. Know when and why. Both options are available, already available in an eazyBI near you, wherever you are, data center or cloud. Thank you.